What's up, YouTube? Tactical Swede here once again. Thanks for watching. So we're out here on a cold, snowy Pennsylvania afternoon, and we're testing out the Vortex Optics Strike Eagle 1:6 power scope. I've had my eye on this thing for quite a while, and finally pulled the trigger and got it. And I've been itching to get it out to the range, so I said to hell with the snow and the cold. I'm coming out here and doing this anyway. So yeah, we're gonna squeeze some rounds off, get this thing zeroed in, and we'll take it inside onto the table, and I'll kind of give you my thoughts on first impressions of the Vortex Optics Strike Eagle 1:6. We got the scope zeroed in pretty much. I went down, I put a couple shoot and see targets down there. I'm gonna shoot two 5-round groups just to see where we're at. Looks like we're pretty on though. All right, there we go. Not too bad. Here's our first 5-round group there, and our second right there. Not too bad, not too bad. I can live with that. All right, guys, so here we go. Quick tabletop overview of the Vortex Optics Strike Eagle 1:6 power scope. All right, so what are we getting with this scope? We're getting a variable power scope, 1:6. It's nice to have that low end, no magnification, because you can essentially run this like a red dot for your close-in targets. The reticle, which I'll show you in a little bit, it works really well for those close-in targets, real quick acquisition. But if you're anything like me and your eyes are getting a little bit older, it's nice to be able to dial in that magnification for stuff that's out there past 100 yards, 200 yards. It definitely makes those small targets bigger and easier to see, so definitely good to have that magnification. You have an illuminated reticle with this. 11 different brightness settings, and it runs off of a standard CR2032 battery. A lot of the brighter settings, in my opinion, are too bright, but you know, some people might like to use them. When I was shooting with this, it was outside, snowy conditions, and I was running it around 4 or 5 power. And it was perfectly fine. The nice thing with this is if you turn off the illumination, you do have the black reticle that stays there. So depending on the conditions you're shooting in, or whatever color the backdrop is you're shooting against, you can kind of decide whether the black reticle or the red reticle with the illumination turned on is better for you. As far as construction goes, you have a anodized aluminum 30mm tube. You have your adjustment turrets for your windage and elevation. Your adjustments there are going to be half MOA adjustments, and you have a total of 140 MOA adjustment for each. So definitely a lot of adjustment available to you there. The scope itself is 10.5 inches long, and it does weigh in at 17.5 ounces. That is without the mount. That does not come with it. You have to buy that separately. This right here is the Vortex Precision Quick Release Cantilever mount. It's a 2-inch offset, and that's going to add a little bit of weight as well. So as it sits right now, this rifle is weighing in at about 9.5 pounds. So a little bit heavier than what it used to be when I was running the red dot, but not too bad. Now inside here, you have the ar-bdc Reticle, which I've heard a lot of people say is too busy. I don't know what they're looking at. To me, it's awesome. I really like the reticle on this. You know, it's quick acquisition for those close targets, but then it also gives you tools for ranging and bullet drop compensation out to like 600 yards. So definitely gives you a lot of tools to work with. Honestly like this reticle better than the updated version of this, the the Strike Eagle 1-8 that recently came out, and they have what they call the ar-bdc 2 reticle in that one, and I don't like that reticle. That's actually why I bought this one over the 1-8. I figured I would sacrifice that little bit of added magnification for the reticle that I like better. Now, pros and cons of this. Yeah, there's definitely going to be things with this as a budget scope. You're going to have to make sacrifices. So are there things that I think could be improved on this? Yeah, of course. So we'll go through some of the things I don't like, as well as some of the things I really do like. First on the list, weight. It is a little bit heavy. It's not crazy heavy, but coming from a red dot, this definitely adds much more weight than the red dot was. It's not anything that you can't overcome, but it is there. A little bit heavy. The caps. This does come with caps. They're pretty cheap and flimsy. They work, but I opted to just take them off. I won't run with them, but they are there if you want to use them, or if you're going to be out in inclement weather and that they might get wet or snowy or whatever. You can slap them on there and keep your lenses protected. The turrets. It would be awesome if these were ballistic turrets that you could just, adjust on the fly. But again, budget rifle, you got to make some compromises somewhere. But the nice thing about this is you unscrew your caps here, and you don't need any tools to adjust this. Once the caps are off, these kind of function almost like ballistic turrets. You can just turn these, and there's definite, audible clicks that you can hear your adjustments. The only other thing I really noticed with this was at your higher magnification settings, if you're at full magnification on 6, your eye box is a little bit tight, and if you're not getting a good consistent cheek weld, you can start seeing some blacking out of the of your field of view. So you need to make sure that you're getting a good consistent cheek weld with this when you're at those higher powers. If you're doing that, it's not going to be an issue. But if you aren't very consistent and you move your head around to different places every time you pick up the rifle, you might notice that. Now, that's really all I can find on the negative side that I don't really like. There's a lot of things I do like. The glass, for the price you're paying for this, the glass is very crisp and clear. Really, really nice. The adjustment, as I said, it does have very audible tactile clicks, so you definitely know when you're making adjustments on it. The zero, once you get it zeroed in, this thing holds 0. I didn't have any kind of drift once I zeroed this thing in. Now, granted, I haven't done a ton of shooting with it yet, but once I zeroed it in, I didn't see any kind of zero drift at all. The price, let's be honest, the price of this thing is outstanding. You're not going to spend, $1,000, $2,000 on this thing. You're going to spend $200-300 on this. You add the mount in there. You might spend $500 total for this setup right here. So you're definitely getting good bang for your buck. And then you add into that Vortex's VIP warranty, which I've talked about in the past with the Spark 2. Short of loss, theft, or intentional damage, Vortex is going to fix or replace this thing no matter what happens to it. If it breaks, you send it back to them, they're going to fix it or replace it. Doesn't matter if you're the original owner. You could pass this down to 5 different people. It breaks, you send it in, they're going to fix it or replace it. No questions asked. So, you add all that together with the price you're paying for this thing, definitely is a big win in my book. Definitely amazing bang for your buck with this Strike Eagle 1-6 right here. All right, guys, that's all I got. Let me know if you got any questions down there below in the comments. I will definitely do my best to answer them for you. As always, if you like what I'm doing, give me that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button up there. Stay up to date with any new videos we got coming out. We will catch you next time. Till then, live life and have fun out there.